Hi everyone, and welcome back to Fully Playable Games. So on today's video, we are back out at the Sunday boot fair. And yeah, it's been interesting recently. It's been very sort of up and down with regards to sort of what we're picking up, the amount we're picking up. And yeah, it sort of very much hinges on sort of certain sellers being at the boot fair. But yeah, today sort of hopefully will be quite good. I don't know yet whether it's going to be a double header or not. We'll just have to see how we get on at the normal Sunday boot fair. But yeah, if I don't manage to pick up too much here, then I will also include Lazy Bones in this video as well. But yeah, so I've got about 55 minutes until they let us up the top. So what we'll do is once we get up there, we'll then go out and see what we can find.
That was quite funny for early in the morning.
Little DS case, DSI case. You right there? Let's do you have any case? 50p?
Pound? Yeah. Come on, it's early.
50p, go on.
No.
Start the day off right.
No, it was a pound. You're like a beige.
There you go.
Amazing. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
And you.
I saw you heading for the Commodore.
I was actually looking at the Spectrum. But I think she would murder me if I brought anything like that home.
Really pop up these
Don't
things.
tell her, that's what cars and boots are for.
Mate, I've got a dining room full of them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you picked up a massive job lot the other week.
Spectrums, Commodores, Ataris, everything.
Bloody hell. What you got on your master system?
I've got 65 on that, and that's purely because of the case. The case is the sort of after bit out of the bit, the two of them. And obviously it includes on top that in as well, so I'll do that separate. But that is, yeah, the case.
Nice, isn't it?
Rare, it's the case, mate. I wouldn't be doing it for that otherwise. All works, all the latches work.
The game's all randomly priced. A lot of them, like,
Can't remember if this
What's that, little man?
they're all randomly priced. You've got PSPs
Okay.
and Xbox One, just random.
That's brand new, that, mate. £2 each and 3 for 5 on the thing.
Oh,
God, if you watch that, mate, you know how bad that is.
That's a brilliant film. What?
This thing.
Floppy drive. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, USB floppy drive works. I used to teach I'm a computer science teacher, so
Right.
I used to get these into schools, and then we used to make games and put on the floppy disks.
Yeah, I'm infrastructure and web development.
Oh yeah, my degree is computer science, security, infrastructure security. Yeah. So I went into that, and then when it's teaching, now I'm a business teacher. Because
Right.
Kids can't learn computer science for some reason, you can't get kids doing it. So it's all sat in the loft since then. Tried launching electronics, but kids don't want to learn it. Kids don't want to do it, they don't want to solder, they don't want to do anything. They've got a brand new transistor tester there.
Yeah.
Raspberry Pi's there, brand new in the box. The kids don't want it. So,
And this is the thing. It's all going to die out. No, they want their iPad, their TikTok, and
China. Go to China and play some pits.
yeah. What did you want on Mario?
Just a couple quid, mate.
Couple quid, yeah.
Yeah.
7, 2, 6. Yeah, but he's a favour, mate.
Yeah, could you? I'm assuming you were finished.
Sorry?
I'm assuming you were
that
finished.
other guy, he come and jump right in on me.
I know, I've seen that.
I know.
I gave him a dirty look.
Yeah, he was
like, give that a rest, mate. You
I've
know?
been waiting and he was sort of like right in there, but some people
You right?
just
What are you
manners,
doing?
have they?
Yeah.
Well, this is uncalled for you.
People.
Let's show that one, mate.
£3 for that. Well, 2 Stuart, go on.
Go on, I'll do 2 just because it ain't got the manual.
6 I watch, Stuart.
I've already put a couple of games aside.
Mega Drive ones.
See, that's where you bought that Sega Mega Drive, I found it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It was 250 for it.
it's only worth on it.
Huh?
It's only worth
Oh no, 160s, they're selling for 180s.
Yeah, that's what I said, it's only worth 180.
Someone's got as low as like 149 on them.
I think it is.
Also mine at 180.
Yeah.
The snares I got working fine. There was the reason why it wasn't loading games. He says there was half a cotton bud stuck right down the bottom.
Snares?
No, the Mega Drive. I've got off of him.
I was going to say, you said SNES.
Oh, did I?
And I'm like, oh, have you got SNES
So
now?
I got it out of him. He's got nice
On this,
crystal.
20 quid.
Where they claim the
The only thing that's wrong with it is
claim
that.
the inside of it.
Right.
It's the only thing that's wrong with it.
No, it's just box play.
Only thing that, yeah.
Mm.
That's the only thing that's wrong with it. That's the game, look.
Snow Bros.
Check that. Look, I'll show you the thing.
Chinese Mega Drive.
Yeah.
What's that go for?
I'll show you.
He's going to say like 250, man.
Yeah.
Fuck me,
About
the
£2.5 grand graded 10. Look, look. Loose, $338. Complete 964. Graded box. And look at him. Look, one sale per year. One sale per year. Oh, the bike, £10.
How much does he want for it?
Oh, I haven't got that far yet.
A one-er. Yeah, gone on this site. I even tried eBay and not. And they get one sale per year. You like the fairy?
That's a repo.
Yeah.
All day long.
It
That's,
looks clean, doesn't it?
yeah. Jason,
Yeah.
don't want to let you know, mate, but this is a repro.
Is it?
All day long. You can tell just by the
Yeah,
board.
but still, probably they still go for something. You know what I mean? Even for a repo.
I thought the cover was too shiny
The,
as well.
the cover, and then obviously the label
That
there.
looks real.
If the rest of it's not, that's not going to be. That's just going to be another print.
Yeah, but still, I bet the repos are still going.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not for me. I wouldn't. I don't touch repros at all. If it was real, then yeah, I'd have had it off you in a flash. But yeah, I don't. Just discs. Alright, let me have a look.
You know what I mean? It's nothing.
David, don't do that, please.
John, put the other ones aside. A couple of bits in there. I think they're on the dashboard.
You take the.
Yeah, I've got it down here.
Yeah.
It's alright, it was on top so people couldn't look.
Put them up here.
Yeah, no, I'll take them all now.
Alright.
Got a fiver.
fiber, John.
They're worth a lot of money.
See these? That's all I've been living off now. These
What's that?
days.
All right, yeah.
In the past, I bought 11 seasons of CSI Miami with Ted Danson. Yeah? I got £120 savings.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That, just
I'll get it
that,
from my shop.
just that is 8 quid voucher. You know what I mean?
I'll get 20 DVDs in my shop. 20 DVDs. I'll get 20 DVDs in my shop for £2.
I've had a
Good Night Sweetheart, old box, and all these boxes. I've got over £300 in vouchers, and I think I paid about.
Do you want a bag?
20 quid.
I'll put the bag, so the bag. Well, I've got a puppet. £9 million, you got it?
yeah, sorted.
You
Yeah.
have? Deal? Where's the
How much is that?
£3?
Not bad.
Most of them are 8 and 10, isn't they?
No, they're all over the shop. Those ones all come out.
10.
I think you'd make money on that. You don't think a lot more.
15.
Again, it's fine.
15, yeah.
Yeah.
25. 30. 35. 40. 45.
55. Yeah.
Alex,
Go on, then.
Oh, some of this ain't seen a light of day for a long time, has it?
I collected all of them. They were like my little babies, but they just get, then there's nowhere to keep them. And what frog?
Well, it's 5 because it's.
Frog in it.
No, I don't want a frog. I said you collect frogs, did you?
No, I collect pigs.
Pigs?
Yeah, I've got all the waves. Yeah.
I've got
Always money boxes in there.
What's he got?
Husband and wife.
DJ.
Yeah,
Oh,
I've
the
got
DJ
all my
heroes.
wave ones, but yeah,
Money box, where's the?
I'll put the money box.
You want to get that out, Terence, and we'll get that set up? Because that's.
Have you got any little silver trinket boxes or another silver?
No silver.
All right,
Sorry.
thank you.
What's you having that one, mate?
Shall I get the money box out?
3.
No,
Hello there. Hi.
no, just leave it on the side and put that in.
know it's true worth. I just want rid.
I don't. Doesn't bother me. It just goes straight on my shelf.
I just want rid of them now.
Is this all the gaming stuff you've got?
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
the price. You have the price stickers. Yeah, darling, you can put the prices
There you go,
on
mate.
these ones.
Cool.
I've got the
Brilliant. Cheers, mate.
£1 each.
Sydney the Vods.
Thanks. You alright? How much do you have on that one? Ask the boss. You alright?
£2, please.
How much?
£2.
£2, yeah, I'll grab that.
You just give it to her.
Yeah, that's fine. There you go. Alright, thank you. I'm sure.
Probably got nothing in it.
Lovely, thank you very much.
Charging mat.
Well,
How much you got on them?
£2.
Do £3 for both.
Yeah, go on, what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on, take them. Do you remember us going to Compon and buy all them big mystery boxes? And we get tons of stuff the kids don't want. Along with all the t-shirts that are down that end. And all of these things.
Oh, that's where they come from.
There you go. Cheers.
There's normally one item in the box.
The card machine might be working, because Mum's just got a phone call through, so
What's that?
my card machine might be working now, because Mum's just got a phone call through. It wasn't working just a minute ago.
Alright.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, mate.
Oh, he's well with Josh says. What you just done to me? Made me feel that small, you did.
Just has spent 30 quid on it.
Stuart, just buy the friggin' old lot.
Oh no, that's what I'm just going to do. Anything I haven't got.
I bought this, I'm into hockey, the old school. Have you played it? I used to play street hockey.
25?
For Breeders. Yeah, for Breeders. Indoors, I've got for my shot.
Yeah. I'll bank transfer it. Yeah.
Okay, so we are back from the boot fairs, and yeah, we got a really good haul of games actually. A lot of them come from one of the resellers that I tend to buy from whenever we go to Lazybones. But in addition to that, we did also get some really good new additions. And the first one that we got was a double, and this is going to be a CEX trade. That is the cardboard version of Wii Sports Resort. So we paid £1 for that one. Looking it up online, it goes for £10 at CEX, £9 on eBay, and trades in for a £6 voucher. So yeah, that is one that we will trade in. And then I believe this one comes from the same seller, and that is a copy of the DVD case Wii Sports Resort. So we've already got one of these in the collection. We've actually got it in the big box. So this is going to be some more trade fodder. I paid £1 for that one. Goes for £12 at CEX, £7 on eBay, and trades in for a £7 voucher. So yeah, more than worth trading it into CEX. And then the final game, and once again I believe this come from the same seller, is a copy of Mario Kart Wii. So yeah, once again paid £1 for this one. Goes for £12 at CEX. I've got it down as £24 for eBay, but that is with 2 steering wheels. And I've got a whole bag full of official Wii steering wheels up in the loft. So probably what I will do with this one is I will probably bundle it with a couple of steering wheels and then try and shift it on eBay. But it does trade in for a £9 voucher, so if I don't get it sold on eBay, then I can just trade it in with the other games. Then next up we've got a PS4 game, and this is actually a double, but the big difference with this one is it does have a outer sleeve with it. So that is the Harry Potter collection on the PS4. So this is actually both Harry Potter games on one disc. So we do already have this in the collection, but the version that we have in the collection doesn't have the outer sleeve. So I don't know whether I'm just going to take the sleeve off and sell the game, or if I am just going to keep both versions. I haven't decided yet, but we paid £2 for that. Goes for £10 at CEX, £8 on eBay, and trades in for a £6 voucher. And then next up we have got a bit of an accessory. So we have got a Super Mario DS Lite case. I'll be honest, I saw it there, thought it was worth a pick up. I've got a couple of various sort of DS Lite cases now. So yeah, a nice little addition. Paid £1 for that one. Goes for about $7.50 on eBay. Right, next up we have got a DVD, and it is gaming themed. And that is the Super Mario Brothers movie. So this was the 1993 live action, loosely based on the Super Mario games. Yeah, I'll be honest, apart from sort of character names, I can't actually tell you how in any way, shape or form this is linked to Super Mario. Starring Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo as Mario and Luigi. I will admit, I remember watching this when it first came out, and yeah, it was very much like, I'll be honest, I probably got a bit swept up the fact that it was Mario, but subsequent viewings you're like, actually this isn't great. But I will admit, over the years I've actually come to like it a bit more. So I can't remember the last time I watched it actually, so I might actually give this a watch while I have my dinner tonight. Paid £2 for this, goes for £3 at CEX, $3.50 on eBay, and yeah, a nice little addition to the DVD collection. I will admit, I think it has now been released on Blu-ray. I know at one point that it didn't actually get a Blu-ray release, but I think it now has been released on Blu-ray, so I will look to pick it up. I think it might actually be sitting in my Amazon basket. And then next up, we've got a couple of DVD box sets. Now, these aren't gaming, but these are a series that I absolutely loved. And that is Primeval. So we've got series 1 and 2, as well as series 3. The Primeval is a British science fiction TV series, and it follows a team of scientists tasked with investigating the appearance of temporal anomalies across the United Kingdom, throughout which prehistoric and futuristic creatures enter the present. Now, I absolutely love this series. It's a series that I go back to whenever I can and watch them through. I think there's another 2 series that I need to get. I think there's 5 series in total. So I've got the first 3 here, and then I will track down the other 2 when I can. Paid $1.50 for both of these. Looking them up online, series 1 and 2 goes for £4 at CEX and on eBay. And then series 3 goes for £2 at CEX and $3.50 on eBay. Then next up we have got a Game Boy game. So I think I was looking at a couple of bits for resale on a stall, and while I was there I noticed this, so ended up picking it up, and that is Quest for Camelot. So this is an NTSC game. Quest of Camelot is based on the film of the same name. It was released under license from Warner Brothers. I'll be honest, I've got no clue about the film. Didn't even know this was a film when I first picked it up. In Quest for Camelot Quest for Camelot is a third-person 2D action role-playing game. It features 9 worlds with 60 levels. Originally, a Nintendo 64 version of the game was planned, but was scrapped due to the film's poor reception at the box office. Now, I have to say, I was really impressed with this game. The gameplay and the graphics looked absolutely amazing for the Game Boy, and yeah, I just thoroughly enjoyed it. The only real negative I will say with it is the music, and that is because it was so annoying. I think when I was actually capturing footage for this game, I just turned my speakers off because it's that sort of noise where it just sort of drills into your head, and yeah, I just couldn't listen to it. So yeah, that's probably the only negative that I can find with this game. Paid £3 for it. Looking it up online, it goes for about $4.50 on eBay in car-only condition. Then, to follow that up, we have got a couple more PS2 demo discs. Unfortunately, they're not the official PS2 magazine discs, but they are the PS2 World demo discs. So we've got demo disc 48, 54 and 76. And yeah, I will admit, whenever I see these, I'll always pick them up. So you think we've got Burnout 3, Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater and Driver Parallel Lines as the main games. Looking them up online, disc 48 goes for £6. I couldn't find the listing for disc 54, and disc 76 goes for £4.50. In total I paid £1.50 for all 3, so yeah, really happy with that. And yeah, I will admit I am going to be sorting out my games in probably we're going to get the games room tour done, and then after that we are going to be doing a major update to the games room. That includes going through all the shelves. Everything pretty much is going to get moved and reorganised, and then I am going to scale down the PS2 games, so I'm going to put some into storage and then keep the sort of cream of the crop, as we say, on the shelf. So the next game that we've got is actually our first pickup from Lazybones, and it is a game we've already got. We've currently got it on the PS2, but this time we've actually picked up the Xbox version, which from what I've been told is actually the better version to have, and that is BMX XXX. So released in 2002 and developed by XXX, while primarily a BMX based action sports game, BMX XXX places a distinct emphasis on off-colour and sexual humour. The single player campaign is divided into 8 levels, 6 of which are based on a series of challenges that the player must complete in order to advance to the next level. The game was originally meant to be a Dave Mirra freestyle BMX free, but it was actually retooled to BMX XXX to increase publicity for the game. Now, as I say, I have got this on the PS2. The game has some good graphics and it plays really well too. I think the standout for the game for me was the music, with some absolutely amazing R&B songs on the soundtrack. And yeah, as I say, it's a unique sports game. As I say, there are some unique elements with it, but in order to unlock those unique elements, you actually need to go through the whole game and complete all the challenges before you can unlock that. And I've never got past the first level on it. We managed to pick this up for £2. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with the manual, but looking it up online, it goes for £15 at CEX and normally sells for about £25 on eBay. So yeah, a really good pickup there. Really happy with that. And yeah, that is now both versions of BMX XXX in the collection. Next up, we've got an Xbox 360 Steelbook. Now, I'm pretty sure I have already got this Steelbook in the collection, but it doesn't have the outer sleeve, and I don't think it's in as good a condition. And that is Resident Evil 6. So, released in 2012 by Capcom. This is actually a this classed as a third-person shooter instead of a survival horror. Resident Evil 6 allows a player to select between 4 scenarios with interwoven storylines centered on Leon S. Kennedy, Claire Redfield, Jake Muller, and Ada Wong. Resident Evil 6 received mixed to average reviews with a Metacritic score of 67% on the Xbox 360. Now, for me, this is one of the worst mainline Resident Evil games, period. I'll be honest, I haven't, apart from playing the footage for this video, I've never played this. I've got it on the PS3 and I've had it pretty much since it was released, but I just never bothered playing it. I think I was so despondent with Resident Evil by that point after playing Resident Evil 5 and the Punch the Boulder. We need to say no more. Yeah, I just really went off Resident Evil, and even to this day, the newer games like Resident Evil 7, I've played some of it, but I've not completed it. Same with Resident Evil 8. I think I played the demo, but I've never actually played Resident Evil 8. Now, I know, don't get me wrong, I know that 7 and 8 really are basically back to the roots of Resident Evil, being a survival horror game, but I don't know, I just can't get the dark days, as I'm going to call them, of Resident Evil out of my mind. Don't get me wrong, I play the originals whenever I can. I've even played the remakes and I've played them all through. Apart from Resident Evil 4, this is another one that I just can't get into. So yeah, I'm very much a Resident Evil 1 to 3 fan, and then after that I sort of drop off, shall we say, with it. But with this, it is in complete condition. I paid £3 for it. Couldn't actually find it listed at CEX, but it goes for £15 on eBay. And as I say, it is in really good condition, so really happy to have that now. Then next up, we have got a DS game. And actually, what is good with this DS game is it's sealed. So this is Rooms, the Main Building. Released in 2008 by Handmade Games. This is a puzzle game, and the idea is that you solve puzzles by moving rooms around to allow the protagonist to reach the exit. Now, I've watched some footage for this game and I was actually impressed with the animated scenes that they had. So basically it has like animated cutscenes in it, and the puzzles themselves, the best way to describe them is like the sliding squares games. So you know where you've got like, you normally have a grid of like 9 and you've got to sort of like move them around to sort of build the picture. That's essentially how this plays. So it looks like a really interesting game. It's one that I probably will give a go to at some point, but I'll be honest, I don't really play the DS that much. Look, we actually ended up paying £2 for it. Looking it up online, it goes for £150 at CEX. Obviously that is in pre-owned condition, and then it goes for £6 on eBay in a sealed condition. So yeah, as I say, it was, from what I can see of it, it looks like a really good game, but yeah, it's just not one. I can't capture footage for the channel, so it's a bit difficult to play it before I sort of do the video. But next up, we've actually got a replacement. So I'm just going to show it actually. It is the Mario Kart Monopoly. So the reason I picked this up is we do have a copy of it in the collection, but I didn't realise until I got home that actually a couple of the figures were broken. I think the Mario one, the whole Mario figure had been broken off, and I think there was one of the other figures as well also had some damage to it, whereas this one, all the figures were in really good condition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both copies and basically pick and mix to build the best condition that I can. We ended up paying £2 for that at the boot fair, and looking it up online, they go for about £10 on eBay. But as I say, for me, it was just being able to make the one that I've got here complete and in good condition. Right, so next up, I actually got a couple of bits that, and I'll be honest, I picked them up purely because I'd just never seen them before and they just look so unique. And I actually got two of them, and it is a Sega Saturn charging mat. So this is in the shape of the Model 2 controller, and what these are designed for is basically designed for mobile charging mats. So yeah, I just thought these looked absolutely brilliant. The fact they were brand new as well made it even better. But yeah, so they're by Numbskull, and yeah, as I say, it was just purely the fact of them being shaped like Sega Saturn controllers is why I picked them up. As I say, I did get two of them. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to give one away. Not something I do before, but yeah, I'm actually going to give one of these away. So if you want a chance to win one of these, it'll probably be, when can I do it? I'll tell you what I'll do is I will announce it on next week's video. Next Friday's Game Hunt video, I will announce the winner of this. So all you need to do is be subscribed to the channel, like the video, and then in the comments, leave a comment. What should we say? Fully Playable Saturn. Let's do that. So yeah, leave a comment down below, Fully Playable Saturn, and then we'll give one of these away next week. I think that's a good idea. So we ended up paying £3 for both of them. They sell on eBay for about £11 each. So nothing major in the money sense, but I just thought they were really cool. So yeah, if you want your chance to win a Sega Saturn charging mat, don't forget to leave a comment down below, Fully Playable Saturn, and then what I'll do is I'll draw a winner and I will announce it on next week's video. So the next game we've got is actually a Switch game. And originally I picked this up thinking that it was a new addition for the collection, but when I got home, had a look, and actually found out that we'd already have it in the collection. And that is Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle on the Switch. So as I say, I was actually pretty gutted to find out that we already had this in the collection, because I was quite happy to add it in. Then when I was looking up prices, I was like, I just managed to sort of scrape it that it's going to be worthwhile. So we ended up paying up a bit for this. We paid £10 for it. Looking it up online, it goes for £18 at CEX, £10 on eBay, and trades in for a £12 voucher. So yeah, only getting a couple of quid back on this, but even still, it's going to be £12 that we can put to the next CEX hunt. And then the final pickup from the general boot fair, before we get into the bits that I picked up from the reseller, we did get a couple more PS2 demo discs, but this time they were the official PlayStation Magazine ones, so they are going to get checked off on our hunt for the complete set. So we have got demo disc 55, 56 and 55, 67 and 78. So yeah, anytime I see these, I'll always grab them, especially if they're ones that we don't already have in the collection. And yeah, ended up paying... Oh no, I think, no, these actually come from the reseller. So these are the first bits that we picked up from the reseller. Didn't pay anything for these, they did just chuck them in. Disc 55 goes for £6, 67 goes for £5, and 78 goes for £4. But there is more than that we picked up from the reseller. We've got a whole bundle of bits that we've got to go through. First one that we've got is actually a console, and it is an original Xbox. So I will be honest, this isn't one that I'm going to keep in the collection. I am probably, as soon as I finish the video, going to get this listed on eBay, because I was actually really surprised about how much the original Xbox has gone up in price. So we paid £10 for a whole bundle. It's got all the cables, the Duke controller, and it also has an additional controller which I'll go through in a second. But the console itself sells for £70 at CEX, £50 on eBay, and trades in for a £46 voucher. So actually I will probably get it all tested, and I'll probably take it into CEX actually. I'll try and take it into CEX. I tend to find they're a real pain when it comes to trading in consoles. I don't think I've actually ever managed to trade a console into them. Even in working condition, they then just try and sort of like cut you down. I think one time I took a PS1 in there. Worked perfectly, everything was in really good condition. And then after about 2 hours, they then decided to say, oh, well, it's a bit sun faded, we'll give you discount price. Like, nah. So yeah, but in addition to the console, we did also get a controller which I'm going to keep for the collection because it's not one that I've seen before, and that is the Lotus Pro Racing Wheel. Now what this is essentially sort of a very basic sort of motion controller. So you will actually turn the wheel like you would with the Nintendo Wii controller, but it is wired. But it is officially licensed for the original Xbox, and it's boxed, so even better. Looking it up online, it goes for about £14 on eBay, and for the console and the controller, we paid £10. So really good there. And as I say, I will sort of either sell or trade in the original Xbox. But then we are going to dive into the game pickups, and I have got a massive stack here. So it's all PS4, Switch, PS5, and I think there's one Xbox One game in there as well. So the first game that we got is actually a double. I don't think I realised at the time that it was a double, and that is Eve Valkyrie. So this is a PSVR game. And yeah, we picked this up a little while ago. Looking it up online, it goes for £4 at CEX, £5 on eBay, and we paid £3 for it. So yeah, not going to be able to do much with it because, as well, CEX don't trade this in anymore. I couldn't see a trade-in price for this. But diving into all of the new additions for the collection now. So the first one that we've got is Little Dragon's Calf. So this is a 2018 release game developed by Toybox. What it is actually a simulation game, and the story opens with twin brothers and sisters learning to cook and manage a small calf under their mother's tutelage. All was peaceful and routine until one morning when the twins discover that their mother has fallen into a deep sleep and won't wake up. Suddenly a strange man appears and informs them that they must raise a dragon in order to save her. Now I have to admit, the graphic style on this very much reminded me of Pokemon. So like the sort of the Legend of Arceus art style. And I will admit, I actually enjoyed playing it. It was a really good game to play. What I found interesting is that there was no Wikipedia page for this. So when I'm doing a lot of my research for the videos now, I actually get a lot of stuff from Wikipedia. But yeah, didn't actually have a Wikipedia page for this game. But yeah, it's definitely one that I'll go back to and put a bit more time in when I've got the time. Paid £3 for that, goes for £6 on both CEX and eBay. Then Then next up we've got Monopoly Madness. So this was released in 2021 by a company called Engine Software. I'll be honest, I've never heard of them. And in Monopoly Madness, you race for fame and fortune, but the rules have changed slightly. With no more board, you roam the streets of Monopoly Town to collect money, water and electricity. You discover 4 unique environments, each with several levels and layouts. And you can play up with up to 6 players online or locally. And what you do is you get power-ups from community chests, use them to mess with your opponents and gain your advantage to win the level. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a massive fan of these sort of alternative Monopoly games, as I've come to call them. I much prefer the old style Monopoly where you've got a board and you're sort of playing around the board, whether it's a standard board or the theme board. Yeah, I just much prefer the normal games. One that I remember putting loads of time into and playing it quite a bit with friends was the Star Wars Monopoly on the PC. But yeah, I will admit I just can't get into these new style Monopoly games. And I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, Monopoly, yeah, I'll get that. Play that on the PS4. That'd be something I can sort of plug away with for a couple of hours on the PS4. But then when I get it home, you then realise that it's actually one of the new style games, and yeah, just very, very different. So actually with Monopoly Madness, we paid £3 for that, and goes for £5 on both CEX and eBay. Then next up we've got Hell Warders. So this is a 2019 game by Anti-Gravity Games, and it is an RPG and tower defense fusion. Now what you do in this is the Hell Warders is a fusion of both first person action RPG and tower defense, and what you need to do is manage your army, position your defenses and defend against the demonic horde. Now the game was a good take on the tower defense game type. I like the fact that you can also just dive in and fight the whole horde yourself. You don't even need to place any defensives down. I will admit, playing it, you definitely should be placing defences down. But yeah, it was a bit of an interesting one. Obviously it does fall into that sort of medieval type game, and as I've said on countless videos before, I'm not a massive fan of sort of the medieval type, medieval sort of time frame. So yeah, as I say, it was an interesting take, and yeah, enjoyable to play when I was playing it. So paid £3 for that, goes for £3 of CEX and £9 on eBay. The next game I haven't actually been able to capture any footage for, and that is 2018's Metal Gear Survive. So this is an online only game, and yeah, as we all know, there's been the issue with the PlayStation Network, but as well, I don't actually plug my PS5 into the internet, purely because when I am sort of testing the games, trying getting the footage for these, I actually want to know whether they will play without the PlayStation infrastructure. So in however many years time, when they decide to shut down the PS5 PlayStation Network, I want to know what games I can actually play and what games I can't. And I'm probably at about 92 to 95% of my PS4 games will be playable once the PS Network shuts down. But unfortunately, this one won't be one of the games. So this is a first-person Metal Gear Survive is the first Metal Gear game to be developed following series creator the creator, I can't pronounce it. And this basically takes place between the events of Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zero and Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. So yeah, I will admit I was a bit gutted because I did really want to try this, but as I say, I just want to get games that I can actually know that I'm going to be able to play in the long term. We ended up paying £3 for that. Goes for £4 of CEX and £6 on eBay. Then we're going to move on to some of the Switch games that I picked up, and the first one that we got is Ember. So this is a 2020 release, and it's a first-person shooter. Ember is a firefighting simulator game that emphasises comedic and casual physics-based gameplay. Ember is set in the hyper-capitalistic world. The Ember responders are the last line that stand against a world ablaze. Now, I have to admit, this was a really enjoyable puzzle game. Very much reminded me of... I can't remember the game it's called now. I can't remember what it was called, but there's been a couple of games in this sort of art style, which are sort of physics-based games. And yeah, really enjoyed this. Definitely one that is going to be a staple in my Switch case whenever I'm going out. And yeah, just a really good puzzle game. So ended up paying £3 for that. Goes for £6 at CEX, £8 on eBay. Then next up we have got Star Sand. Now this is a really good game. So it was a 2022 released by Tunnel Vision Studio, and what it is actually a survival game. So on the 4th day of running a desert marathon, you get caught in a sudden sandstorm between 2 checkpoints. The track becomes impossible to see and you get lost in a cloud of dust and sand. Blinded by the wind, breathing with difficulty, the sun is setting in a direction you can't tell. You start to wonder if you'll ever make it out alive and if you'll survive the desert. Now this is, I will admit, this is a very interesting take on a survival game with a very realistic premise as well as mechanics. So you will, like, for example, if you go out during the day when the sun is beating down, you will lose, you'll need to be drinking more, for example, and the actual sort of, what am I thinking of? So like your need for water will increase, and yeah, basically the game actually tells you sort of avoid going out in the sun. So yeah, it's a really good game. And from what I played of it, I got into it. I really got into it, and I just could not put it down. So yeah, really happy to have this one. Definitely one that I'm probably going to set up maybe tonight if I can, or definitely within the next couple of nights, and sit down and actually spend a bit of time playing this. Put a bit more time into it. Paid £4 for this. Goes for £8 at CEX and £10 on eBay. Next up we have got Staycation Paradise. So this is a 2022 release, and this is a shooter game. So in Staycation Paradise, it is a twin stick shooter with a tower defense element, set in a dystopian future where families take vacations to apocalypses in alternative dimensions for fun. And yeah, I have to say it was a really good shooter. I only went through and played the first level. I think I played the first level through twice and lost both times. So it's definitely one that I'm going to need a bit more practice on. But very interesting premise that the Earth basically find the ability to dimension jump. And some of these dimensions have experienced an apocalypse, and people basically go to these dimensions to basically kill everything that's there. So yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one. Paid £4 for that. Goes for £12 at CEX, £18 on eBay. Then next up we've got a game that we've already got on the PS4, but I saw it there on the Switch, and I'll be honest, whenever this reseller's got Switch games, I tend to just buy the lot now. And that is Balam Wonderworld. And I don't know why, I always kept calling this Balam Wonderland. Don't know why, but yeah, Balam Wonderworld. Released in 2021. This is actually a 3D platformer, and you assume the role of 2 children guided by a magical being called Balam. The player explores 12 worlds themed after the hearts of troubled individuals. They explore levels, collecting items to progress to further areas, and using various powers to unlock themed costumes. Now, I will admit, Balam Wonderland is best described as a by the numbers 3D platformer. It's nothing special, it doesn't do anything with the genre, but I didn't have any problems playing it on both the PS4 and the Switch, so I will admit I don't actually know why this game gets so much hate. I know a lot of people absolutely hate it online, and I don't know why. It's not one that I've had any problems with, and as I say, it's just a by the numbers platformer. It doesn't do anything new, but yeah. So paid £5 for that. Goes for £6 at CEX, £8 on eBay. Now, this next game. Yeah, let's get this one over and done with. So this is Gemino's Animal Pop Stars. It's a 2020 run release by Midnight City. It features 10 animal musicians from around the world called Geminos. Let's players form a band, embark on a global journey for pop stardom. While performing 20 original songs, players will master 30 different instruments, including guitar, drums, trumpet, keyboard, saxophone, and more. Now, this game could rival the terror induced by Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees. The gameplay is that of Sombre de Amigo, so it's very straightforward to play. It is aimed at kids, but I have to admit, as soon as the game loads up, you've got these NPC kids that have got the most annoying voices, and they just talk in that patronising tone that everyone on kids' TV talks like.
But who are the Geminos, you may ask? They're incredibly talented animals with gems for noses, of course. They love to dance, dress up, cook, and play games.
So yeah, I will admit, this was grueling to capture footage for. And yeah, I think I was like, please make it stop. So yeah, this one definitely won't be one that I'll be putting in my Switch case when we go out and about. Paid £5 for that. Goes for £6 at CEX and £10 on eBay. The next game I once again wasn't able to capture footage for, because once again this was actually an online only game. Now, I didn't think that they had online only games on the Switch. I know they got things like Fortnite, but yeah, I thought they were very few and far between. And we've got Killer Queen Black. Now, once again, I've got no clue what it is, but looking it up online, Killer Queen Black is a intense multiplayer action strategy platformer for up to 8 players. It was released in 2019 by Liquid Bit, and basically, as normal, it was an online only game, so I haven't actually been able to play it. I don't think I'm actually able to play this because where it is an online only game, you obviously need a Nintendo subscription, which I don't have. So yeah, wasn't able to play that one, but paid £7 for it. Goes for £10 at CEX, £9 on eBay. And then the final game on the Switch was one that I absolutely loved. I think I got so involved in it. I was playing it for well over an hour. And that is 2020's Survivalist. So we've got a couple of games which are sort of within this universe. It's actually part of the Escapist universe. It's released by Team 17. And you wake up on the beach of a mysterious island and pit yourself against the island's threats. You basically got to explore, hunt, build, craft, and even train monkeys to come up to 3 friends in a desperate bid to survive. Now, as I say, I really enjoyed this. It was a game that I thoroughly got into, and yeah, it was probably well over an hour and a half that I was playing it for to capture the footage for this video. And definitely one that I'm going to be going back to. I'm always on the lookout for a good time sponge, as I call it, whereas one that you can just put in, play, and the hours just seem to disappear. Looking it up online, we paid £8 for it. Looking it up online, it goes for £10 at CEX and £11 on eBay. Then we get on to our only Xbox One game of today, and that is Ice Age Scrat's Nutty Adventure. So released in 2019 by Just Add Water. The game follows Scrat continuing his chase for the same goal as in the films, to get the acorn. The game takes on a form of a 3D platformer. The player controls Scrat, with gameplay being compared to that of 2006's Ice Age 2 The Meltdown, which allows you to jump, roll around, throw objects and attack enemies. Now, yeah, for me this once again was another sort of by the numbers platformer, but I did end up playing it for quite a while. I actually went through the whole first level, and it just seemed to sort of be never ending. Probably a good sort of 25-30 minutes I was playing the first level for. So yeah, it's definitely got content in there. It was an okay game, nothing wrong with it, but yeah, will I play it? Sort of, will it be top of my list to play? Probably not, but even still, a nice new addition for the collection. Paid £4 for this one, goes for £12 at CEX and £14 on eBay. And we're going to finish off with some PS5 games. So I did manage to get some PS5 games today as well. First game that we've got is Wild Hearts. So released in 2023 by Omega Force. This is an action role-playing game where players assume the role of a nameless hunter who embarks on a quest to hunt down massive monsters known as Kimono in the world of Azuma. Azuma is not an open world, but instead several large areas that players can explore freely. Now I will admit this game was stunning to look at and plays really well. I've not put too much time into it yet, but from what I've seen it's a game that definitely does have some promise. And look, we paid £7 for this. Looking it up online, it goes for £8 at CEX and £12 on eBay. Then next up we've got the Pathless, and this is a 2020 action adventure game. The Pathless is an action adventure game where the player plays from a third person perspective. In the game the player controls a hunter who must find a way to lift a curse on an island, and the hunter is also a master archer. It's another game that does look stunning. The character controls really well, and in no time you're going to be running around the levels shooting your way through. And yeah, I have to admit once again it wasn't a game that I put too much time into. I think I probably played it for about 15 minutes capturing footage for the video. But yeah, definitely a game that's got some promise to it. £7 we paid for that, goes for £6 at CEX, £12 on eBay. And then this next game, so I've seen a couple of other people talk about this game, and I will admit it wasn't a game that I could get on with. And that is God of Rock. So released by Modus Studios. This is actually a rhythm fighting game. God of Rock combines the gameplay from both rhythm games and fighting games. Player controls combatants in tournaments, as in fighting games. Instead of complex moves that must be memorised, players must time their inputs according to music, just as in a rhythm game. And basically what you have is you've got your players either side, and then just like in things like Rock Band, you've got the different control inputs that come across the bottom. Basically it uses the 4 action buttons on the PlayStation controller. It's a very interesting concept. I just can't get on with it because I just struggle to remember which one is which. You know what I mean? I know where X is, and I know where they all are, but normally I end up getting circle and square round the wrong way, and for me it just gets too frustrating. So I ended up paying £4 for this one. Goes for £5 at CEX, £10 on eBay. And then the final game that we picked up was one that I have looked at. I think at one point, I think before I bought this actually, it was in my eBay watch list. And that is Alex the Kid in Miracle World DX. So released in 2021. This is a HD remake of the original Alex the Kid in Miracle World. The remake makes several changes from the original game, including player interaction, items, boss battles and the soundtrack, as well as adding new levels. The game began development as a non-commercial fan remake in 2018. Later in development, the game got greenlit from Sega and turned into a full remake and an official commercial product. Now, as you're playing it through, playing the first level, you can immediately see the similarities between the original game. It's nice to see that games like this are being given a new lease of life and being brought to a new generation of gamers. Now, I have to admit, I absolutely love this. It is complete. It actually comes with, even comes with the Alex the Kid in Miracle World DX keyring. And I just love the disc on this. So hopefully you can see where it's very much got the same colour scheme as the Master System cartridges. The manual looks like the original Master System, and with this it is also double-sided, so you can even have it on the shelf in the original Master System case as well. So yeah, really impressed with the amount of effort that went into this. Sort of the game itself plays really well, and yeah, just an absolute, you can tell it was a labour of love by the development team. So ended up getting this for £7. Looking it up online, it goes for £8 at CEX. I will say it probably doesn't include things like the keyring, but looking it up online, complete in this condition on eBay, it goes for about £14. And yeah, that is all of the pickups for today. So before we wrap up, let's quickly run through the totals. So our total spend was £126. If we'd got everything that we could from CEX, it would have been £289.50. And if we bought everything from eBay, it would have been £405.50. And with all the doubles that we've got, we've actually ended up with a CEX voucher for £86. So yeah, really happy with everything we've picked up. So I'm going to go and start getting everything sorted, and yeah, I'm probably going to try and do some bulk filming tonight as well. Get a couple more videos filmed before we wrap up. But don't forget, if you did want a chance to win that Sega Saturn wireless charging pad, leave a comment down below. Fully playable Saturn. And yeah, I will draw that for next week's video. But with that said, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when I upload new videos. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Alright, bye.